Hi everyone. I hope you all are great. Today we will have sentence creation. First, you have to log in using the aplusstudent.com. Click on any move on to language art, the grade 3. This class is for the G3, 4, and 5. But we'll get the lesson under the grade 3. So chapter sentence creation lesson is order the words to create a sentence based on the model. All right, so sentences are made up of different parts that follow a pattern. So it's made up of different parts that follows a certain pattern. The standard order for declarative sentence, which is a statement, is the subject verb object. Words that tell where or when often come at the end of the sentence. So we have the subject, we have the verb, object, where or when. And it always mostly comes at the end of the sentence. So the subject we have is Erin baked a cake. So the verb is baked and object is a cake. Then elephants live with their family. So where or when? So where they live with their family. Then my brother Marcus will read the book at the library. So we have the verb which is will read, the object the book, where or when at the library. Then my brother Marcus is the subject. So remember all sentence starts with a capital letter. So you have to make sure that all of them start with a capital letter and then end with a punctuation like a period. So every sentence ends with a period. You have to take note of that. Start with a big letter and end with the period, just like Erin, which is a big letter, and then a cake, which is the end. So you just put your period after the sentence. Okay? All right, let's look at some examples. All right, so put the titles in order to make a sentence. So all insects, six legs have dash with the period. So what do we have here? A, C, B, and D. Okay, so the complete sentence will be all insects have six legs. So this is a complete sentence. Okay. Then put the titles in order to make a sentence. Reflect a mirror light wave. So you have to put the order, and we have a mirror reflects light waves. Okay. All right, so put the titles in order to make a sentence. All insects six legs have. So what is the right order? Is it the first or second? Okay, so we have ABC. All insects have six legs. Okay, so the A, C, B. Then put the titles in order to make a sentence. Took my order the waiter. So what's the right order? First or second? So the waiter took my order. The second one, grab Mrs. Young, he, the hammer, first or second. Okay, so Mrs. Young grabbed the hammer. So the second, then built Lexi a tree house, first, second, or third. So Lexi builds a tree house. Then add small mammals, some dinosaurs, first to second. Alright, so some small mammals. Okay, we have what? The second one. So a pizza Kenny and Gavi shared, first to second. Okay, so Kenny and Gavin shared a pizza. Then play Wolf Pub's hide and seek, first, second, or third. Okay, so we have the third one. All right, that's it for this lesson. We'll move on to the next. So make sure you complete this if you haven't done it yet. So create a sentence based on the model. To make writing more interesting, you have to try to use mix of different kinds of sentences. You can learn to make new sentences by imitating sentence that you read. So to imitate a model sentence, first look at its form or pattern, ask what sort of words, phrase, and clause the sentence uses, and what order they are in. Then you have to create your sentence following the same pattern. So, for example, I have a model answer here, which is the mouse name was Tucker and he was sitting in the opening of an abandoned drain pipe in the subway station at Times Square. So, this is a sentence. Now, the new sentence is the old ship is called Old Ironside, and it can be seen in a dry dock of a museum in Charlestown, Massachusetts. Okay, so both sentences use and to make a compound sentence. They also use words like in and at to tell where the sentence is at. So read the model sentence. She usually held the kitten in her arms, and he expected her to hold him now. So we have what as the model sentence? CBAD. Okay, so let's just go to the test and then you can share your answers. Ask me if you have any questions also. With the model sentence, today is the first day of school and right now we are just waiting around the teacher to hurry up and finish the sitting charts. So use the word and phrase to create a new sentence that matches the model. So look at this. What is the right order to match the model? So we have the second, okay? She usually held the kitten in her arm and he expected her to hold him now. Read the model sentence. So use the word and phrase to create a new sentence. Is it the first, second, or third? Okay, so we have my dad and I often play chess, but now I wanted to do something else. So the instant nails Ali dropped his decks, his friends really, the entire class around him, and the whole bustling school seemed to vanish. First, second, which is the right one here? So the minute I made the basket, my parents, my brothers, and my coach jumped to their feet. Okay, it's the second. All right, so the director raised one hand and the scoreboard lit up with a point for Mallory. So is it first or second? So we have A B C A D. Then the window rattled madly in the wind and she pulled the quilts close about her. Is it the first or second? Alright, so we have the dancer SWAT move slowly across the stage and the drum beat stopped. Mike kicked the bottom rung of his chair until Mrs. Warren, the school secretary, looked up. First, second, which of them? Okay, so we have CABD. Alright, that's it for our lesson today under the sentence creation. Can you tell me if you have any questions? Alright, complete this lesson if you haven't. See you next time. Bye.